Hi friends, and welcome back to my Common App series. This is part 2 of my step-by-step guide on how to fill out the Common application, especially if you're applying from outside the US like I did. Each video of this series breaks down a different part of the application process to make it as stress-free as possible for you. And today we're going over the family section of the Common App, where you'll give colleges some context about your home and family background. Let's jump right in. This section is divided into 4 main parts: household, Parent 1, Parent 2, and siblings, if you have siblings. Let's start with household. First, they're going to ask about your parents' marital status. They can be married, separated, divorced, never married, widowed, etc. And then they ask you who you live with in your permanent home. So whether you still live with both parents, with just one parent, with a legal guardian, etc. You just fill that out based on your specific situation. Then they ask about you, if you have any children. I personally do not have any children, so I checked no for that one. And then what you're going to do is basically fill out the information. And this is pretty self-explanatory. So you fill out Parent 1 first. You can fill out your mother first or your father first. It doesn't matter what order you do it in. You're going to check if your Parent 1 is still living, and you have to tell them the name of your parents, the first name, the family name, or the last name, and then if they have any previous last names, so before they married, and then you can give their phone number and what they do for a living, their job, their occupation, and their employment status if they're still employed currently. Especially if you're an international student and it's a company from outside the United States, that's totally fine. Just write down wherever your parents work. And then you do the same thing for Parent 2. For me, that's my father. It's also still living. Then you give the names again. The email address is important too. They're going to receive notification about your college applications as well if you give them the email address. So your parents can have some insight into where you're applying and what are the updates right now after you apply. And then you're just going to give the occupation details for your Parent 2 as well. As I said, if you don't have 2 parents, if you just have a legal guardian or just a single parent, that's totally fine. Just fill it out specific to your situation. And the highest education level is also very important. So if you're a first-generation student, then you can check that they graduated from high school or secondary school but did not go to college. Maybe you're from an academic family, then obviously you have to check that your parents got their bachelor's degree, got their master's, whatever. So if you don't have information for one of the parents, or if a parent is deceased or unknown, the Common App gives you an option to indicate that. And really, don't worry, it's completely okay to leave those fields blank where appropriate. And as I said, if your parent or guardian went to college, you'll also be asked if they earned a degree and what level, because this can help colleges determine whether you're a first-generation student, which could, for example, give you more options for scholarships. And then the last part is going to be the siblings. You have to tell them how many siblings you have. Please specify the number of siblings. I personally have 2. Then you have to give the name and the age of each of those siblings. And that's it for the family section. It may seem simple, but it gives colleges a really important insight into your personal background. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss the next parts.